Welcome to Japan English News, Quick Scan. Today's headlines. Russia hits Ukraine fuel supplies, airfields in new attacks. Russia unleashed a wave of attacks on Ukraine targeting airfields and fuel facilities in what appeared to be the next phase of an invasion that has been slowed by fierce resistance. The US and EU responded with weapons and ammunition for the outnumbered Ukrainians and powerful sanctions intended to further isolate Moscow. Huge explosions lit up the sky early Sunday south of Kyiv, where people hunkered down in homes, underground garages and subway stations in anticipation of a full-scale assault by Russian forces. Investors brace for volatility as West moves to cut Russia off from SWIFT. Investors were preparing for more wild gyrations in asset prices after Western nations announced a harsh set of sanctions to punish Russia for its invasion of Ukraine, including blocking some banks from the SWIFT international payments system. New measures announced by the US, Britain, Europe and Canada also include restrictions on the Russian central bank's international reserves. The moves will be implemented in the coming days. Russians join Ukrainians in Tokyo to protest war in Ukraine. Russians took to the streets of Tokyo on February 26 to denounce the invasion of Ukraine. Many said that Russian President Vladimir Putin was unfit to lead. Other foreign nationals, including Ukrainians, as well as Japanese, also staged rallies in the capital and other cities. More than 100 protesters gathered outside Shinjuku Station to chant "Stop War" and "Stop Putin" while holding signs reading "Peace in Ukraine" and "Putin is Russia's enemy." Rakuten CEO Hiroshi Mikitani to donate 1 billion to Ukraine. Hiroshi Mikitani, chairman and CEO of Japanese e-commerce giant Rakuten Group Incorporated, said Sunday he will donate 1 billion yen to the Ukrainian government for humanitarian assistance following Russia's invasion of the country. "I am deeply saddened by the news," Mikitani said in an English letter to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky posted on Twitter, referring to Russia's launch of a military attack Thursday. "My thoughts are with you and Ukraine people." North Korea resumes missile tests with first launch in a month. North Korea fired what could be a ballistic missile on Sunday, military officials in South Korea and Japan said, in what would be the first test since the nuclear-armed country staged a record number of launches in January. South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff reported that North Korea fired a suspected ballistic missile toward the sea off its east coast from a location near Sunan, where Pyongyang's international airport is located. Japan financial watchdog reviews compulsory quarterly disclosure rule. Japan's financial watchdog has begun discussions as part of a review of compulsory quarterly company disclosures, a controversial move the regulator argues will encourage firms to think long-term but that critics say will erode transparency. The Financial Services Agency is expected to show as early as this spring the direction of its review, a part of efforts to promote a new capitalism as advocated by Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, following discussions at its Financial System Council. Reclamation at Seint Rare starts for around-the-clock flights. Land reclamation work in the waters west of Chubu Seint Rare International Airport in Aichi Prefecture has begun for the construction of new runways that will enable around-the-clock flights. The construction being carried out is scheduled to be completed around 2037. A new runway, which will be the same length as the existing 3,500-meter runway, will be constructed. Daycare in Fukuoka Entertainment District offers 24-hour support to area's single moms. A daycare center in this southwest Japan city's Hakata ward is just a stone's throw from Nakasu, the Kyushu region's largest entertainment district. Owing to its location, some 80% of the people who drop their children off at Kid Support Hakata Chuo Hoikun are single mothers working at Nakasu's eateries, beauty parlors and other businesses. Rising star Gakuhashi scales new heights in joint Osaka Biwako Marathon. 23-year-old Gakuhashi won Sunday's combined Osaka and Lake Biwa Mainichi Marathon, capturing the new event on the national running calendar in his first race at that distance. In a race featuring 300 elite female and male runners, Hashi broke out of a three-man pack around the 38-kilometer mark and ran solo the rest of the way to win in 2 hours, 7 minutes, 31 seconds, a record for a first-time marathoner. Thank you for listening. See you tomorrow.